Cornell and Deal's Burley Flake number 2. This is a very challenging tobacco. This is a blend that I've really been locked in battle with over the last couple days. There were some bowls that I think that I won and I could handle it. There are some bowls that I just admitted defeat and had to put it down. Couldn't finish it. But my battle with this blend will go down in history right alongside some of the great battles, right alongside David and Goliath, Rocky Balboa versus Ivan Drago, and of course, the Roadrunner versus Wile E. Coyote. But I'm not going to ruin the ending for you. That will unfold itself over the course of this video. So here's the story.
Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio.
I'll be back. You can hang on to the lighter.
All right, you can trust me.
What's your name?
David.
David, I'm Carrie.
Carrie, nice to meet you. Thanks
Merry
again.
Christmas.
Who does number 2 work for?
Sie sehen uns nicht ein für O. Liegen alle in ihren Kojen und pennen. Wissen Sie was? Die sitzen im Casino und feiern unsere Versenkung. Not yet, Kameraden. Not yet.
If I had to describe this blend as a painting, it would definitely be the creation of Adam, Michelangelo's ceiling in the Sistine Chapel. And the reason why is, when you study that painting, when you look at it, there are two characters, and you see God reaching out, trying to make connection with Adam, and you see Adam basically making no effort, trying to reach back to God. And in this painting, Burley Flake number 2 is Adam. It's not going to meet you halfway. It's going to expect you to do all the work. It's barely going to make any effort at all. And we all know the opposite blends that almost do all the work for you. They're going to meet you all the way there. They're just so full of flavor. There's blends out there that are almost like a golden retriever. They're going to meet you at the door. They're just happy to see you. You don't have to do anything. This is the exact opposite. So this is a blend you got to put a lot of work into. Matches 860 did a review of all 4 of these blends, and he liked number 4 better than number 3, better than number 2. So this was definitely not his favorite, and I kind of see why. He described number 2 as tangy, and I definitely agree. And I would even take it a step further and say not only is it tangy, but it's also very tingly. It creates a tingling sensation in your mouth. It reminds me of when you're growing up in the north, like I did, and it's wintertime, your hands are freezing, and you run inside and you're trying to warm them up. You think it's a good idea to run them under warm or hot water, which is actually a bad idea because your hands feel like they're on fire. You get this tingling sensation on the top of your hands. It's the nerve endings kind of reacting. That's the feeling I get when I smoke this blend, at least for the first eighth of a bowl or so. It goes away very quickly and it tames down, but that's what you get from the charring light. What I wanted to do today was actually do a back-to-back comparison between number 2 and number 3, which is actually one that I prefer. I've had this for several months now, went through a couple tins. This is my first tin of number 2, however. I want to do a back-to-back comparison in the exact same pipe. So I have 2 corncob pipes here with the exact same stem, and I wanted to smoke them over the course of the day. If I tried to smoke these in an hour, I'd probably die. So I want to kind of stretch it out over the course of 24 hours. I'm already about halfway through, and the first half is definitely a noticeable difference between the two. Number 3 is much smoother. Number 2 just keeps on giving me challenges. But from past experience, I do know that number 2 settles down over time. So I'm expecting the last half of both of these bowls to actually be very similar. But I'll check in later to find out. So I'm just about mid-bowl now, and that expectation that I had that it would settle down hasn't really come true yet. right now it's just as spicy as it was right at the beginning. In fact, it's so spicy and so tangy that I have to keep chasing it with a lot of tea just to keep my mouth from burning. Let's give it a little more time though. I'll check back in a little while. So I'm taking a break from number 2, smoking a little number 3 right now. My mouth needed a little bit of a rest, so. This number 3 is just a lot better, it's a lot smoother. It's not nearly as close to number 2, mid-bowl, that I thought it would be. Now I wouldn't call either of these blends an all-day smoke, not unless you want to die, but if I had to choose one of the two as an all-day smoke, number 3 is closer. So my goal in this experiment was to expand my flavor profile just a little bit, to kind of broaden my range. And in general, I think that's a good idea. However, when it comes to Burleys, you got to be careful. That old saying about getting too close to the fire is true. If you get too close to the fire, it's kind of like, well, it's kind of like burning your house down just to prove it's fireproof. It's kind of a high gamble. So I've decided to take a break, and I'm going to smoke something else right now. It's a nice little patio. So I'm going to sit down, still going to smoke some Burley, but this time I'm going to smoke some Crooner. This Crooner is really nice. It's such a nice break from what I was having. It's finally good to taste something again. If you haven't had Crooner, give it a shot. It's still really strong. It's a strong Burley, but that deer tongue really kind of bounces it out a little bit. So you guys are probably wondering, did he win or did he lose? How does this story end? Well, here's a little hint. Alright, so that was a lie. And you know I can't lie to you guys. The truth is, I lost. I lost this round. But I'm not done by damn far. I'm going to give it another shot, come back even more determined and stronger. I'm going to give it a few days and try it again. And if it doesn't work out then, this is what I'm going to do to it.